All right. Good day, everyone, the viewers, our lover ones on this program, our beautiful souls, our dedicated supporters. Are you doing? You're all looking great. Even though I can't see you, I see you from the spiritual realm that you are all looking good and healthy. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, we are here today, as usual. This is Betsy Olayinka Folari Akinlosotu, aka BOFA. Today's program is a unique one, very unique, especially the interview segment. What makes it unique? You want to know? It is very distinctive because it is uncommon segment. Uncommon to see this type of things happens in our community. But we'll tell you more on that when we get there. Let's get to the brief before crossing it. Okay? Don't sleep. I know it's sleeping time in some other part of the country, African precisely. Please don't sleep. It's going to be very interesting, going to be awesome, and very interesting today. You don't want to miss it. Now, if I say I'm not by now convinced that you are all aware that this program is all about imparting others through health and wellness, it means we are all wasting our time on a cyberspace all the time. Seriously, I'm convinced. Trust, I must tell you this. I am convinced you are all aware for leaving aside what you got to do and also denying yourself from sleep at this time to join us on this program, it means you all understand and aware that this is all about wellness. I'm indeed convinced, trust me. I must tell you this. Yes, as usual, we are here again to educate and sensitize you on wellness. Like I said earlier, it is very promising to be very interesting and amazing today on the interview segment. Please relax as we get started. Before we take a break to our health segment, let me quickly read out the question for today. It's simple, not that hard. It's something you do every day, every morning, every time. You can't even do without it because that's what keeps you going. Now, the question is, mention one healthy dish, just one healthy dish that you eat this morning or last morning as breakfast. If you eat eba, write eba. If you eat jollof rice, put your jollof rice there. Let's see who is healthy. Let me tell you this, don't get confused that maybe if I write eba, the BOFA will say I'm not eating healthy. No, it depends on what you put together with your eba, with your rice. And I must tell you today that you might probably eating healthier than those who eat fried rice. So put your comments, your response, your answer in the comment box right there below YouTube channel right there. The question again is, mention one healthy dish that we can have as breakfast. Just put your comment there right now. So we want to see who is healthy or not. Now, it's Health Corner. Let's take a break. I will be right back.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Living Healthy with BOFA channel. Last week we discussed immunity and how to boost your immunity in order to live a longer and healthier life. This week our topic is very important and very vital because we need to know how to navigate this system in our body due to COVID-19 and the pandemic that we are all undergoing. So make sure you have your pen and paper and you're paying close attention. Our title for this week is Respiratory Disease. Let's jump into it. What is respiratory system? The respiratory system is the network of organs and tissues that help you breathe. It includes your airways, lungs, and blood vessels. The muscles that power your lungs are also part of the respiratory system. These parts work together to move oxygen throughout the body and clean out waste gases like carbon dioxide, as we see in the graph next to us. Respiratory disease, most affected by COVID-19. COVID-19 is associated with the involvement of different organs and systems, such as lung, liver, kidney, heart, and gastrointestinal, hematological, and nervous system, with a high rate of mortality and induction of multi-organ failure in infected patients. The lungs are the most affected by COVID-19 because the virus accesses the host cell via enzyme, Nnodim converting enzyme 2, which is most abundant in the type 2 alveolar cells of the lungs. Long-term and short-term effects on your organs. The lungs are the most affected by COVID-19, as we stated before, because the virus accesses the host cell via the enzyme Nnodim converting enzyme 2, also known as ACE, which is most abundant in the type 2 alveolar cells of the lung. In critical COVID-19, about 5% of total cases, the infections can damage the walls and linings of air sacs in your lungs. As your body tries to fight it, your lungs become more inflamed and fill with liquid. This can make it harder for them to swap oxygen and carbon dioxide. Treatments and methods for COVID-19. Treatments. The Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, has approved one drug, remdesivir, to treat COVID-19. Any treatments that are used for COVID-19 should be taken under the care of a healthcare provider. If someone is showing any of these signs, seek emergency medical care immediately. Number 1, trouble in breathing. Number 2, persistent pain or pressure in the chest. Number 3, new confusion. Number 4, inability to wake up or stay awake. And lastly, number 5, blushy lips or face. Methods. Get on your knees, bend over, head on the floor with your arms supporting your head with your butt projected in the air. Any natural methods my co-host on nutrition segment will educate you on. Now, let's look at our key takeaways. Key takeaways. Note that COVID-19 symptom varies depending on individual's immune system. So, take proper precautions by washing or sanitizing your hands before and after use. Wear face masks whenever you are having contact with people. Keep social distancing and avoid unnecessary social gatherings. Maintain a proper hygiene. Eat balanced diet regularly to keep your immune system healthy. All these precautions limit exposures to respiratory droplets and large particles, as well as prevent you from COVID-19 from spreading. Be safe and healthy. That's all we have for this week, folks. Remember, I love you, God loves you, and love yourself. See you next week on Living Healthy with BOFA channel.
Wow. Welcome back to, no, I don't want to do this. Let me just do this. Okay. Hold on. All right. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us today, we're now on interview with experts on healthy living with BOFA. Remember, I said in the beginning that this program, especially interview segment, is a special one. It is a very unique one. Why? Because of the guests we have on the program today. Let me tell you this, and I really want you to know that, you see, medical practice everywhere in the world, it's an extremely complicated, sensitive profession, and also sensitive career or business. Call it whatever you want to call it. Even right now, when you start from school, especially this, it is very sensitive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm trying to mute our guests because they are on right now and it seems like we are having interference. So I'm sorry about that. So like I said, it is a very sensitive career for someone to choose. It is a type of profession that obligates anyone who chooses the profession to relate to people, to communicate with people very often. Now, imagine when someone who is hearing impaired chooses this career, how would she or he beat this barrier of communicating and relating to people all the time? So, how our guest is able to overcome this barrier is what I'm really interested in. And I'm sure You are also concerned. You're also interested. You want to know how she does her thing. So let's hear from the horse mouth. Today on interview segment, I present to you an amazing health caregiver, a medical practitioner, a woman with disability, yet she still cares and nurtures, serves both the children, pregnant women, and the nursing mothers in our community. Nigeria precisely. Doesn't this sound so amazing to you? It does to me. Our incredible, outstanding, and astonishing guest on the show today is Dr. Ijeoma Jane Nnodim. Dr. Ijeoma graduated from College of Medicine, University of Lagos, where she studied medicine. Dr. Ijeoma is a pediatric doctor, a fellow of the West African College of Physicians in Pediatrics. She is the founder of Dr. Ijeoma's Healthy Kids Community, a lively Facebook group where she addresses child health issues by telling all the people on this social media a very captivating and compelling stories in a fun and a simple way that make people to be irresistible to action. Dr. Ijeoma is a hearing impaired doctor, and she has used these hearing aids for many years, over 20 years. She has also featured in several newspapers, including Punch newspaper and National newspaper, and more. Dr. Ijeoma is married to an amazing pharmacist and was blessed with two adorable, amazing daughters. Let me tell you a passion. Of course, helping people, helping children, women, pregnant women, especially people living with disability, to have access to healthcare in our community. Dr. Ijeoma hobbies are traveling, teaching, wow, writing, Scrabble, and playing with kids. Of course, she would love to do that because that's a profession, that's a career. So you can now connect. If you want to connect, if you are a mother, if you are parents, you want the best health care for your children, you want to connect Dr. Ijeoma on our Facebook handles, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and more. Dr. Ijeoma, you're welcome on the program today on Healthy Living with BOFA. How are you? Let me unmute her. I think I muted her. Good.
Thank you very much.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much.
Today.
Thank you so much.
Healthy Living with BOFA TV.
Thank you.
It's an honor for me to be invited here to share my views on healthy living. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Viewers, as you can see, she's right here live. Let me start by saying this. Dr. Ijeoma, I want to first of all appreciate you for honoring our invitation to be on the program today. I also want to thank you for being a caregiver and the voice for people living with disability in Nigeria. God bless you real good and your family. I cannot express how happy and fulfilled I am today, seeing you happy despite your limitation. I must confess, I am happy for you. God bless you. Listen, everybody, I have a confession to make. And I'm not only making this confession to Dr. Ijeoma alone, I'm making it actually and sincerely to everyone watching this program. You want to know what that confession is? Don't worry, it's not something you can stone me to death. Trust me, it is not. I know everybody, some people will say, what is he? What is he trying to confess? Has she done something wrong? No. I want to confess today that I have never seen anyone like Dr. Ijeoma. I mean, anyone in the same profession with the same disability. Never. I've seen vision impaired, physically challenged, and so on as medical practitioner. Don't ever try to misunderstand me. I'm trying to tell you the truth. I know we have them, but personally, I've never met them. Somebody like her, I have never done so. So this makes me to be so anxious, so disconcerted to find out how she's actually doing it. How she does it, I have no idea. Trust me, I have no clue. But in few minutes, all the tensions in me, maybe probably in you, my viewers, all the anticipation to unveil the magic will be over by the time our amazing Dr. Ijeoma let us into the story of our life. Dr. Ijeoma, thank you so much for calling in as our guest on the show today. Tell us, how did you do it? I'm so curious to know, I'm so excited to know when and how the journey of your career starts. Please tell us, go ahead and tell us how it all started.
Okay, the first question says, I should say briefly when and how the journey of my career started.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, from the time I was a kid, I wanted to be an artist. I love to draw. I could draw anything, flowers, animals, books. I told my mom that I wanted to be an artist. She said, no, you can't be an artist. You are going to be a doctor. I said, well, what does a doctor do? But that consciousness, that this will tell us the importance of making confessions. Words are powerful. And I was born with a hearing impairment, but I never saw myself as being different from other people. And my parents did not treat me differently from other people. I went to schools with children that had normal hearing. And actually, I had some difficulty coping in school. Up to now, I can still see my nursery school result, which says she does not pay attention in class. That was what my report card said. But the teacher did not understand that I had a hearing impairment and did not know how to work with me. Anyway, that is by the way. Over the years, I took roles. Whenever we are playing, me and my siblings, I will take the role of the doctor. I'll be the one that will give the injections. I'll be the one with the stethoscope. I'll be the one delivering a baby.
Wow.
So I grew up and I went to schools for, I chose science subjects because I knew, I asked my mom, okay, what subject will I study to become a doctor? She said, you have to be in science class. I said, oh, okay. I went to science class. I chose science subjects. Then I went to secondary school, went to medical school. Medical school was not easy, actually, because I have to sit in front because I literate. I have to sit in front of the class. I have to leave very early to get to the lecture hall on time. So I will get a good seat so I can see the lecturer. So I sat in front and I also had friends I copied notes from. or I would focus my attention on the teacher. I try to pick up as much as possible. After the lecture, I would collect my notebook from my classmates and photocopy or copy. That was basically how I could. Then when I finished my medical school, my medical training as a medical doctor, I had to go for a postgraduate residency in pediatrics. And that is another one thing that helped me was I had people that were supportive. My colleagues were supportive. I opened up to them. I told them, look, I have this problem. The way I will work with you is going to be different from the way other people work with you. For example, I do not take phone calls very well. You will have to relate with text messages. And whenever you are talking to me, you look at me because I lip read. So they all knew me for that. And they went the extra mile to help me. That was how I passed through postgraduate training, and that is how far I've come so far. So basically, that answered the question.
Wow. Yes, it does. Now, I'm so curious about something you said. You said you went to college and you were sitting in the front of the doctor. I mean, sorry, the lecturer. Is your lecturer also hearing impaired, or he has a sign language that he used for you to understand what he was talking about?
You know, my hearing impairment is not the purely people that use sign language. You get, I communicate by using a hearing aid and by lip reading. I do not use sign language the way most deaf people use. But although I can sign, but not as fluent as Mr. Samuel James, but I can sign to some extent. They communicate with me by making sure I read their lips. I hear their voices, then I read their lips. That is how I communicate with them, not with sign language.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. It was amazing then. I want to say you've made me feel like disability, it is never a anyway, I've been saying this for a very long time because a lot of people are watching us right now, especially people that found themselves in this community. I mean, PWD. They think that they are limited to certain things, to potentials in life, to greatness because of what they are going through, without knowing that they can do even better than people that are able. Look at you. You can't even hear, but you still struggle and go to college. In fact, you don't even do simple major in school. The very complicated one. I must tell you that you've taken a best and bold, decision in life. And again, you find it in your heart to serve children, to serve your community, people in your own, status. Thank you so much. Now, these questions, I know some people already sending the questions to me, like I told you over the phone that we're going to be having questions from our people on YouTube. The question keep coming, and it's one of the questions that I was going to ask you even before they sent this question. They want to know, how did you communicate with your patients, the children,
Okay.
pregnant women, mothers, when they come for visit? How do you communicate? How do you do it? Please let us into
I
that.
communicate with my patient through the same lip reading. One thing with medicine is I see each patient one on one. So I can focus my full attention on one person. I can hear the sound the person makes. I can read the person's lips. So that is how I communicate with them. And then in medicine, we take a history. When I want to take a history, I ask them questions and they talk. Sometimes when I have difficulty, I ask them to rephrase. Sometimes I ask them to write down what they said if I don't get them very well.
Mhm,
So they write it down. Maybe there is something they are saying I do not understand. I'm not hearing well. I
mhm.
will ask them to write it on a pen and paper. But most times by lip reading, just as I'm chatting with you now, That's how I communicate with my patient.
Wow, that's amazing. It is amazing. Hmm. Okay, I don't want to get emotional so much because I'm a kind of emotional person, but it's a kind of, joy for me today to have you on the program. I must confess that. Like I said earlier before, I have never seen or met anyone with this type of, condition in my life. Now, you've already told us all the challenges you went through, both in college and in this, when you were growing up and stuff. Can you tell us the challenges you have in this particular professions? Just in few minutes.
Okay. Um, excuse me. The challenges I had, the challenges I've had so far is inability to use the phone. I cannot make phone calls very well because I absolutely have to retrieve. No matter how loud the sound is, I have to see the face of the person who is talking. That has been a big challenge to me. And because of that, I actually have to employ a personal assistant that takes calls for me. She takes phone calls for me. So whenever anybody calls me, she will pick it and say, I'm talking on behalf of Dr. Ijeoma. She said that she asked you, what do you want? That is how I cope with that. So that is my number one challenge, being unable to use the telephone, except as for text messages. So that is it.
Wow. So there's no other challenge apart from that. It's just inability to use telephone, right? I see that too. I see that. Okay. Um, God is on your side. I must say that. Even with that, you're doing great. You're doing wonderfully in the community. Thank you for that. Dr. Ijeoma, you know what I'm about to say to be true. Many parents find it so difficult, time consuming to take their children for checkups. So in this case, they find themselves unavailable when it's time to take their children for healthcare service. Maybe because they have no idea of how the important this is. They don't know what to do, when to do so. Can you please tell us when is the appropriate time for the parents to take their children to the doctor? And why do we have to do so?
Okay. Children, you know, the best time to take children, most parents like to take their kids to see a doctor only when they are sick. But there's something we call the well-child visit, and that can start from any time, even from the birth. Now, when we want to talk about hearing impairment, first, let me use the context of hearing impairment now. I live in a third world country where we do not have services like newborn screening for hearing impairment.
Hmm.
That is done routinely in first world countries like UK, USA, but here in Nigeria, you do not know if your parent may not know if the child has a problem when born, except when it has become almost too late to intervene.
Hmm.
So I'm going to advise parents as soon as, in fact, when a child is born, let a pediatrician assess your newborn from head to toe.
Hmm.
That is the first visit. Then there are subsequent visits we call the well-child visit. When the child is being brought for immunization, for vaccinations, for growth monitoring, that is an opportunity for the child to be presented to see the doctor too. So all these things are important because, like, let me use myself as an example. My parents did not know I had this hearing impairment. It was much,
Hmm.
much later in life. They thought I was playing. Why don't you answer when people call you? You do
Wow.
not, you are not answering. But they do not know if maybe if they are taking me to a doctor earlier and they would have known. And
Yes.
I actually started using hearing aids much, much later. So parents are advised to take their children to hospital. In fact, from the first day of birth, a pediatrician should assess them Then subsequently, 2 years, whenever they go for vaccinations, the doctor can see them. Growth monitoring, the doctor can see them. So that is it.
Wow.
One side visit.
Yes, you're right. Because a lot of parents, they don't know this. Because I've seen somebody like your case that they think that the child is not, is pretending, or is shy, is this, is that. They ignore that. They didn't take the child to the doctor, and eventually the child developed, disability. No, parents, if you are listening to us on this program, please and please, Dr. Ijeoma is going to be the second pediatric doctor we are featuring on this program. We had one amazing Dr. Adebayo Adeyinka last year on this program. He is also a pediatric doctor. He taught and educated us on the same thing Dr. Ijeoma is telling us today. Please, let us find create time for yourself and for your children, and take them for medical care, medical checkups. It's very important. I know it's very difficult. We got to go to work. We got to do this. We got to attend to that and this. But it is very important we put this in action. Let it be our priority. Our children are the reason why we are working anyway. They are the reason why we are going back and forth. No sleep. So why don't we just make it a priority for us to get it done on time before it is too late? Please, there is a second doctor that is going to advise us on taking our children for medical checkup. Please let us do so. And we will be the one to sit and eat the fruit of our labor in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Dr. Ijeoma, for educating us on that. At this junction, please tell us as a parent what we should do or what we should be cognizant of when it comes to COVID-19 and the vaccine. What is your advice for the parents regarding COVID-19 prevention and vaccine?
First and foremost, I want to tell parents that COVID-19 is real. It is almost unbelievable how the vast majority of parents do not even believe that it exists. First and foremost, they need to believe that it exists. Then there are some measures that they need to take into place for their children. The first is, if you do not have a reason to go out, please stay at home. Stay at home. And secondly, if you must step out of your house, use a face mask and use it properly. Many people wear their face mask on their skin. Some they cover just their mouth. They don't cover their. Some even wear it on their forehead. It's funny, but it is not good. If you step out of your house, use a face mask. But no, if your children are less than 2 years old, they should not wear face mask because they are at risk of hypoxia more than older children. And of a 2-year-old child don't not have any business going out, does she? She should stay at home. Okay, so that is it. Then the place of boosting their immunity cannot be overemphasized. And how do you do that? Balanced diet. You give them a lot of fresh fruit, give them a lot of vegetables. We in the third world, I keep saying third world because that is where I am right now. We tend to equate affluence with junk food. We give children meat pies, cakes, junk food that do not do anything for their immunity, that do not do anything for their nutrition. That is wrong. We need to give them fresh fruit, give them vegetables. They do not like it because keep giving them until they get tired and they will collect it. That is it. So for prevention now, washing of your hands, washing their hands, teach them how to wash their hands. There are many cartoons, many programs that teach how to wash hands in a playful way. In fact, my 2-year-old daughter, she cannot have enough of washing her hands. She has almost finished the liquid soap in my hand because she keeps washing her hand over and over again. So that is it. Teach them how to wash their hands. And schools schools are resuming where I am right now. In fact, tomorrow, all over Nigeria, schools are resuming. Parents have to pay particular attention to all these preventive measures. Washing of hands, face masks, social distancing, and stay at home when you do not need to go out. That is how parents can prevent COVID-19 in their children. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Dr. Ijeoma. I was going to ask you to tell us the importance of nutrition in our community, in our homes, everywhere. But you just mentioned briefly on that. Can you please tell us more the importance of nutrition? Let them know. I want you to make it as a topic now. Okay, let the whole world, not even the parent, the nursing mother, or the pregnant women, or the children now, everybody that wants to watch this program, watching now, and that will continue to watch this program, let them know how important good diet, good nutrition is for us in a few minutes before we go to the last question.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, nutrition is good nutrition, not just nutrition. Yes. Good nutrition is the foundation. Is the foundation on which good health for children, for adults, for whosoever, good health. You cannot talk too much about good nutrition. In fact, we talk about the first 1,000 days of a child's life. That is the best time you can maximize nutrition. What is that first 1,000 days? From the time of conception to about 2 years. And the food you give them at this period is very, very important. Not just for their growth, but also for their cognition. You see some kids very smart. It's because of good nutrition. So you cannot talk too much about how important good nutrition is for children. And bad nutrition can be a vicious cycle. You know, when you have poor nutrition, you have other problems. Other problems will cause nutrition. Other problems will cause poor nutrition. It becomes a vicious cycle that goes round and round. So good nutrition you cannot talk too much about it. In fact, good nutrition is the bedrock of pediatrics. Let me just put it that way for children. As far as children are concerned, when you feed them well, they will grow well, they will read well, they sleep well, they think well, they become good leaders. And you know that children are the leaders of tomorrow. So you are investing in the future when you provide good nutrition for your children. Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Ijeoma. Right now, this is the last question on this segment. Tell us briefly on your program on Facebook, Dr. Ijeoma, Healthy Child Health, the one that you do on Facebook. Okay. Tell us about it. So I want to send the crowd, the traffic to your page, because a lot of us need to be educated when it comes to our children. So tell us about that program on Facebook.
I saw the need for people to get good information, accurate information on child health. And in March 2019, I started a Facebook group. In fact, it was just my family members that were in the group. We are about 10 or so. But as of today, we are now more than 11,000 members from over 53 countries. And I teach child health in a funny, easy to understand way. In a funny, easy to understand way, because people don't want big jargon, medical jargon, grammar. They want you to break things down for them. That's what led to forming Dr. Ijeoma's healthy community. And people are, they are really learning, they are thriving, and I'm happy that I'm able to remove there are some myths that people have about health, health. There are so many of them, I cannot really go into them now, but now people are beginning to understand better those false information, how to sift bad information from true and accurate information as far as child health is concerned. That's what Dr. Ijeoma's health is all about.
Wow. That is so awesome. Awesome and amazing job you're doing right there on social media. And I must congratulate you and thank you for that. Thank you so much. That is it for today on interview segment with Dr. Ijeoma. I must let you know that it is very emotional for me to bring you on the show today, thinking about all challenges and limitations you have in your life. On other hand, it gladdens my heart when I look back and see all you have done for yourself and your community with your limitation. Dr. Ijeoma, thank you so much for coming on the program today to educate,
You're welcome.
enlighten, and also to teach us how to love one another and to be a voice for others. And for being a caregiver, I want to appreciate you for that, for the community service you chose to, to have in your life. Thank you for taking time to honor us. Oh my goodness, you are an amazing gift for our generation. Thank you so much. And also want to thank our interpreter, sign language interpreter, Mr. James. Thank you so much for your support and love. May God continue to fill and strengthen you all with good health. Thank you so much. God bless you. I hope you will answer us next time we invite you again, because I might probably be inviting you to come on the program for another reason. And we can't wait to have you back. Thank you so much, Dr. Ijeoma and Mr. James. God bless you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wow. Wow. My people, you just you just listened to an amazing caregiver who is being telling us what we don't know and some of the things we know before. And I believe we get something, we learn one or two things from our guests, especially from the type of condition she found herself. It is something that I believe we should just look at it today and see ourselves in that position to do the right thing, serving the community, being useful for yourself. Don't just sit down because you have one or two reasons to do so. There's a reason for God creating every human being on earth. So why do we have to make ourselves useless in our community when people that we think they are limited to certain things are doing wonderfully? So I always feel within me that when I see many people, sitting down, looking jobless or doing nothing when there are a bunch of things for them to do, I feel so painful within me. I bleed within me. Like, what is actually going on? All the people that fall into this category, I mean, PWDs have been meeting so far, have been doing wonderfully. They've been amazing out there. So, what stops you from being useful for yourself and your generation? I want to say thank you for being part of this program today. And right now we are on nutrition segment. We just learned today from Health Corner respiratory problems. We've been told what this health condition is all about. Today on nutrition segment, we will be discussing food for healthy lungs to improve breathing. Because When it comes to respiratory problem, it's your lungs problem. It is breathing problem. We all know that. And that is the more reason we were being educated, both on social media, on Google, everywhere, by the doctors around you, that your lungs is the most affected part, organs in your body when it comes to COVID-19. So these are the things we have to put in action in order to prevent all this organ. I mean, your lungs and other parts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying your lungs is the only one that have problem or that are being attacked, but mostly your lungs are the most affected organs when it comes to COVID-19. And the antioxidants and vitamin C you get from all citrus and other food, prevalent in that food. I mean, you receive those things from all the food you eat. This food will help you alleviate inflammation in your respiratory problem. Now, these are the things, I mean, the food you must make sure you eat or you drink every day. So make sure that your lungs are in good state. Your lungs are healthy. The number one thing I want to mention is water. Water. You see, water plays a huge role in health and is the base of any cleansing action, if you want to know. Water cleans your system, especially the blood that runs in you. You know, many people think that taking water regularly is only to hydrate our body. No, it is not only to hydrate our body system. It is also cleansing our system, our body system. And as was said in Health Corner, let me tell you this, in case you don't know, our body is 70% water. Now, imagine if you don't drink water every day, that means your body decreases in weight by 70%. So now it now depends on the amount of water you drink regularly. That will make sure that whether you have 70% of water in your body or not. And as long as you don't have up to 70%, all the necessary functions that need water in your body will not have the water, such as cleansing will not take place, hydration will not take place, and so on. And the food you eat will not digest, because this is the one that will make it digest. And every cell and organ in our body require water to function properly. They all need water. So if you are not drinking water regularly, please make it a routine. Make it a hobby. Make it whatever you want to make it, and drink water regularly. Throughout the day, let me tell you a secret. Water is naturally removed from your body through sweat, urine, breathing, and other ways. So daily water intake is needed to replace what is lost in your body. Now, the next food you want to consider are garlic and onions. If you really want to maintain your lungs, you want to keep it healthy, you want to keep it active, breathing all the time. This is the normal way your lungs are supposed to breathe. You want to make sure you take garlic and onions. They are very, very wonderful property you want to be taking every day. They are great for your heart and your lung as well. They reduce inflammation, lower cholesterol, and also fight infections in your body. Why are they so powerful? They are so powerful because they are all anti-inflammatory properties. So you want to make sure that you eat garlic and onions. You can eat your onions by putting it in the salad, putting it in your soup, your African, sauce that you make. You make it to fry your eggs, and you can use it. If I boil yam, I put onions. When I have my salad, I put onions. In fact, I love eating onions before I finish eating all other vegetables in my salad. So please let us do this. The next one I want to talk about is ginger. I've mentioned that last week when we were talking about immunity, boosting our immune system. So again, ginger is one of the things you want to make sure you take regularly for your lungs, for your breathing, for your respiratory system. It is a spice that has anti-inflammatory property as well, because it promotes and eliminates all these pollutants from our lungs. Ginger also helps us decongest and unclog air passage. The air passage that helps us to boost lungs health and improve our breathing. So let us take ginger. And the next one I want to talk about, I know you may not have it in Africa, but right here in the US, we have it. And I've seen it in those Chinese stores and other grocery stores or those produce stores. You get it there. It's called chili peppers. You see, this pepper has something called capsaicin. We call it capsaicin. It causes a burning sensation in the mucous membrane. I mean, it stimulates mucous membrane. That's what I'm trying to say. It also improves blood flow. The blood that flows in your body, this chili pepper, because of the capsaicin you have in that chili pepper, it makes your blood to flow properly. And it also fights infection. As you can see, everything we've been talking about for the past few minutes, it boils down to fighting infection, fighting germs, fighting this, fighting that. And this chili pepper, if you cannot get it from the store or you can't eat it raw like that, it comes in capsule, in lotion, in gel, in cream, ointment, stick, film, and so on. So you can get the capsule and take it once a day. You are getting your capsaicin, that's it. And the next one I want to talk about is cruciferous vegetable. Cruciferous vegetables are food like cabbage. The cabbage, the cauliflower, the broccoli, any leafy vegetable like kale, shoko, tete, ewedu, jute leaf is called ewedu. So you can just grab anyone and get your vitamins, your minerals from those things to prevent your lungs. They also stop the progression of lung cancer and cut the risk of developing lung cancer in half if you can eat it. So now, all this we have been talking about, and don't forget, I mentioned something last week, which is called chlorophyll. You get chlorophyll from any leafy vegetable, any grains. You get your chlorophyll from it. You can also get it from the store. It comes in liquid and capsule as well. And I told you last week what the chlorophyll does in the body. I said it cleanses and builds blood flow. The blood that flows in your body, it cleans them. It also gets you more blood. It also has antioxidants. Sorry, it has antioxidants. In that chlorophyll, it's very powerful. So if you can get it, And what antioxidant does in your body, I must tell you, and I've said it before, it's the property in your body that kills all the germs, all these radicals that cause cancer. So if you are able to eat all these fruits and vegetables, you get your antioxidant from those things than other food. You get more antioxidant from vegetables and fruit from other food, than other food, rather. So now, I want to let you know this, that we are all what we eat. What we eat may not directly affect the lungs, but our food indirectly touches them through the cardiovascular system and by providing antioxidant protection for your body. So can you now see that anything you put in your mouth will definitely make you well or sick? So why don't you just pick one choice and be well? So another thing I want to mention is pomegranate. Pomegranate is a juice that slows the growth of lung tumors. If you can be, it's right there. You see the fruit in the store. You can also get the juice. You can, whatever you want to do, get it. And that's it. You also want to take turmeric. I mentioned that last week. You also want to take apple. You also want to eat a lot of apple. They are very good for you, and grapefruit as well. You want to take beans, seed, nut, carrot, oranges, pumpkin. The pumpkins are also good. I'm sure you have it in Africa. If you don't, you can get the supplement that says made with pumpkin. Anything that you cannot get as raw food, I mean, from the produce store, from grocery store, you can as well get them in supplement. Get supplement that contain all this. Your multivitamin contains fruits and vegetables. Your vitamin C, if you cannot drink orange, you get it right there in the store. Vitamin C is there. Vitamin A, B, C, whatever, you get it from your ginger, you get it from your garlic, from all those things. And I've mentioned on this program that every season, I mean, herbal season that you use to cook in your house, they are very medicinal. They are good for your health. Just make use of them. Go to the store, grab them, bring them home and eat them. So, and I believe that if we can do this, if you can work on what we eat regularly, I promise you, there won't be you on, or I myself in and out of the hospital. In fact, no doctor will sell, except if you want to go and do the checkup. That's it. We need them for checkup to see what is going on in our body system. Other than that, not for any health problem, not for surgery, not for medication for the health issues you are going through, because you have already equipped that body with good and nutritious food. So what are we talking about? I know somebody learned today and you just received a wonderful information, both from health and from nutrition, especially from our health segment. If you're following us on this program, I want you to remember that everything we do on this program, it's all about health and wellness. Nothing more than that. It's about health and wellness, because I want everybody to be in good health. As I am in good health, I'm doing wonderfully, and I want you guys to do so. There's no secret about it. All you need to do is just to make sure that you're balanced, your diet is balanced. That's it. So today, I want to appreciate everyone for coming. We are late for two. I mean, we just Just 3 minutes past. Okay, we got to do this. There's nothing we can do to that. So I want to appreciate everyone for being a viewer, supporters. Again, I love to appreciate people. So don't mind me when I keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I love to do that because I want you to come back next week and join me on this program. So thank you so much. This is all today on Healthy Living with BOFA. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels. Leave your comment. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us what we need to know, what we need to change, what we need to, adjust. Just tell us. You tell us something. If it is about me, oh, you're beautiful. Even if I'm not beautiful, you know I'm not beautiful. Just put it there. You are beautiful. Or if you want to say I'm ugly, it's okay. Put it there. I'm ugly. Just say something on our YouTube channel comment box. And we love you. I personally loved you. I don't know about Ed Corners, and she also said it in a presentation that she loves you, and she always saying that. So I am saying I love you all. You are the best. Without you, there won't be healthy living with BOFA. So can you now see that without you, I won't be on cyberspace. So I want to say thank you for coming on the program today. I am blessed having you. It's an honor gathering you together on the program today. Until next week, we meet again. Be safe and continue to keep that social distancing and avoid unnecessary gathering. I love to see you next week in peace and in good health by God's grace. I'm Betsy Olayinka Folari Akinlosotu, aka BOFA. See you next week by God's grace. Thank you for joining us. Take the devil's kingdom down. Go up, going up.